Hey everyone, it's Karen, and on this episode of the podcast, I'm going to be talking about artistic journey details. Kind of get to know what makes an artist who they are throughout their journey of becoming an artist. And I will also, after I get through all the details of that, I will explain my journey of being an artist. So again, this episode is part of my artistic podcast. So here we go. The calling. The journey began with a sense of yearning or a calling to create a recognition of a deeper purpose that transcends everyday life. So my calling, I feel like, was, I don't know, I have a hard time with this because growing up, Kevin, my sperm donor dad, whatever we want to claim him as, he kind of forced me into artwork. In elementary, he was always like, this is the most easiest way that you can make your life easy, but also the funnest way. So I was always like really pushed to do better each time. And then I eventually, in school, that's when I found that I loved it. They didn't push me, they weren't forcing me as much as he did, but they were wanting me to enjoy myself and also find who I am as an artist, because they could tell that I had artistic ability, not because of how much force I was already being put under by him, but how much I got excited when it was coloring time and they got out the crayons and the color pencils, and I was always having a blast. So my calling at this moment is to show my ability to the world. I want to show what Karen can do with what I have learned on my own, because I am slightly a self-taught artist. The only thing I really had was teachers in elementary, middle school, high school, and then my graphic design class at Waynesville Career Center. Those are the only ones that really had it. And then in college at State Fair, I took just your basic art class. There wasn't really any other art classes that fit in my schedule, so I couldn't take them. I was kind of bummed because I really wanted to take the painting class. They actually had one of our students, my peer students, Katie, she painted goldfish in the, I don't know what they're called, water fountain in our building, in our school. It was so cool. So back to this, the refusal of the call. Initially, artists may resist this calling, fearing failure, criticism, or the unknown. I will never refuse my calling for being an artist. I absolutely love it. I enjoy being able to have a finished product and be like, look, this is what I did. So I'm really big into that. And also I'm 28. I've been doing this since I can remember, since I pretty much came out the womb. So I'm not gonna take this calling away just because I get down, depressed. I have had to pause my artistic journey a few times here recently, within the past 5 years, but I'm picking it up more, starting to realize that not every day you have to do something. Being alive is doing something. So the mentor. A mentor, either real or can guide and support the artist on their path. I would say I never really had a mentor, besides my art teachers. Never had anyone really guiding me in things, so I'm my own mentor. Or my spiritual awakening for that is my mentor. I don't know. Crossing the threshold. The artist commits to their creative journey, stepping into the unknown and facing challenges. So I remember right when I first started doing this outside of school, because I feel like in school they already force you to do everything, so you're not really making your own decisions on if you want to enter a contest. Your art teacher is just like, okay, here's the contest for the year. I choose you, you, and you. Like for me specifically, I actually got chose to do a Vans shoe, which I will post that a little later. So Vans every year gives their latest 4 styles of shoes to a school, and then the top 4 artists within the arts class of high school gets chosen to design the shoe. They send pictures to Vans. You get to keep the shoe, which I still have mine. I'm never getting rid of my Bob Marley high tops, ever. I don't care. I love them so much. The only way they will ever be out of my grip and sight would be is if someone from Bob Marley's family or like his record producer company, I might offer it to the company, but like the family, I would do that. I would give my shoes to Bob Marley. I mean, who wouldn't give their shoes to Bob Marley's family? But the reason why I chose Bob Marley for those shoes is because I wanted peace, love on earth just as much as he does. I don't believe in war. I don't believe in any of this nonsense. So, but that's another story. I was just going on about crossing the threshold. Like I said, in high school, they kind of force you to do stuff. So my first time doing something on my own was probably, I don't know, 2018, probably. Seems like that's when my life seemed to start doing everything chaotic. But I had entered my firefighter number 17 and my American flag in for 2 different shows. One was strictly for 4th of July at Capitol, I can't remember, Capitol Arts on Missouri Boulevard. I was part of their club a little bit. Well, not really their club, their contest. Never won anything, never got really any traction there, so I pulled back from doing the shows because I entered, like I said, 2 shows for sure that I remember. There might have been a couple other ones, but I also, my latest one was Lincoln University's Farmers Market. I had a gap in between shows that I had done, and I wanted to do some more shows. It wasn't really even really a show, but to me, I feel like displaying your art is always a show. So Farmers Market, I did that recently. Like I said, last year, that was last year's summer experience. But I couldn't really do a lot because I had just had I just had surgery, and I couldn't be doing a lot. I'm still recovering, but they said it takes up to like 3 years tops to fully recover. So not being able to do a lot of physical activities, but that just means I have more time to think and do artwork instead of traveling and doing all the shows. So the perils and trials. The path is fought with obstacles, self-doubt, and resistance, requiring resilience and persistence. So on that one, I can tell you about a year and a half ago, so probably 2 Christmases ago, I had just started this job and was having a really hard time with my depression. Because obviously, and it was seasonal depression. So I have seasonal depression and regular depression. Go me. But I had got really bad, and one of my coworkers who had turned into a friend, Emily, she was so helpful. Like, I did not expect her, I mean, I kind of expected her to do something like this for Christmas present, but also like I wasn't expecting her to do anything. So I just didn't want to do anything. I told her that I quit. I don't want to do this anymore. And she was like, why? Because I'd showed her some of my artwork I've done in the past. And she was like, why? Why do you want to stop? You do such an amazing job. What's wrong? And I was like, I'm just not feeling it. I'm depressed. I can't make it. I can't seem to get traction on getting my name out there with my artwork, because that's, you know, the biggest thing for an artist to always do. Get your artwork and your name out there, so that then the more traction you have on with your name, the more customers you'll have, the more relationships you'll build with other artists, your customers, just random people when you go to any art fairs, any shows, anything, or just selling your artwork like on Etsy or on Instagram, anything. But I mean, I don't really know anything else to really talk about on that subject. So, I don't know. She had just said that she bought me some scratch stuff from Hobby Lobby, where it's a picture. It has a little scraper you scrape, kind of like, you know, scratch off tickets. Get a coin, scrape it off. There's a picture underneath. So she went to Hobby Lobby and bought me the most simplest thing, but yet the most fun and colorful. So she knows that I really like black and white and also color in my life. It's really weird. I'm not just a black and white person or an all spring color person. I like variety. So she got me a black and white, or kind of silver, not really black, silver drawing of some puppy dogs in a basket. And then she got me, the colorful one was a rainbow background for butterflies. And when she gave me my present, I was kind of confused, but yet happy that she had thought of me and wanted to continue to push me to do artwork. So her response was, I want to give you something that does not require any effort, but yet still is art. So the thing that she got, like I said, was just literally a picture. You scrape it off, and while I was scraping off on the butterfly one, because I chose that one first, I love butterflies, and I needed something like color in my life. So I had colored that, and I realized you don't need to stop doing artwork. Just pause, because life gets too much. You think that you just can't do it anymore, and it's in reality because you're so stressed out on making artwork that you're not focusing on the main picture, which is you, your feelings, and your art piece. Yes, you have to make it, but when you feel like you're being pushed to make art projects, then you're losing your spark, you're losing everything. So my thing was, it really helped me realize that I can always pause and start things up again, and that's what I really appreciate her doing. She has helped me continue to go through with my writing, with everything, all my dreams. She's always pushing me, because I don't know why, but I love her for that. So thankful. I'm gonna stop because I'm getting a little emotional, because it's really heartfelt how much she loves me and cares for me. And I never really realized that until I started talking about it. So Dark Night of the Soul. A period of intense, intrusive, and questioning where the artist may feel lost or overwhelmed. As I had just brought that up, I was in that issue. So I was having issues, but life got better. Life gets better every now and then. So transformation. So, through facing challenges, embracing vulnerability, the artist undergoes a profound transformation, discovering their true voice and purpose. So I feel like I'm known for kind of tattoo artist style drawings, artwork, when I do sketchbooks or even, I guess, paintings. But I brought that up because I feel like all artists always have their own style that they do, whether it be all pop art or all black and white, all something. But I am trying to learn, I guess, transform again from my tattoo artist style, which I'll never leave that because tattoos are a big thing for me. I don't have any myself, but I love them. I love that you can show off your artwork publicly 24/7. Everybody gets to see your work. I love it. I would personally be a tattoo artist if I could, but I cannot handle people squirming, because if they would squirm and mess my piece up, I would be so mad. You can't erase ink. So I just decided that's not for me. But I'm gonna try to find new transformation, new styles of artwork. Like, I had mentioned in a couple other episodes about some of my old night clothes. So like Betty Boop, I'm gonna use some like clothes and buttons and all different styles and just go hog wild with it. Returned. The artist returns to the world transformed and ready to share their art and insights with others. I feel like on that means you as a person need to go somewhere, whether it's somewhere peaceful in the woods. Like for me, I love going to the woods. It helps me think, it calms me down. I don't have to worry about anybody. There's no one in there besides squirrels, bugs, and birds. I'm fine. Nobody to like really feel like I'm gonna be harmed in the woods or to screw up my thoughts. I want to be able to have me time. So I feel like honestly you need to have me time, and you also need to be try to have me time in public. And what I mean by that is go to somewhere again you feel safe, so like coffee shop, because that's like a really busy place. Bring your sketchbook, whatever you're drawing or writing that day. Bring a little notepad, sit in there, and just write about the people you see. And then on another thing after that, you can write how you feel, your perspective of where you're at. And then the other one is just learning your words. I feel like when you're writing, you get to learn description and everything like that. But if for your artist, bring a sketchbook. Bring your little sketchbook, sketch something, find a painting on the wall that has fruits and tea or something. Learn different angles, learn how to do that. But that also, like, what I was meaning by silence and not silence area and returning. You need to be able to find yourself if you want to be in a quiet place or not a quiet place. I feel like artists have to be in both no matter what, because as an artist you want to stay isolated and work on your stuff by yourself. So finding yourself there, and then in your quiet place, and then your loud place. You need to be able to be comfortable to be in noisy areas with your artwork or your writings or anything that you do after you have completed that and you have returned to the world. So like I said, I know that's kind of two different things I just said, but it makes sense. Returning from your quiet world as you. Returning from your noisy world that, again, you've learned something from both areas that you can return from that too. So the last thing is lifelong pursuit. As an artist's journey is not a one-time event, but rather a continuous process of growth, exploration, and self-discovery. I 1000% agree with this. as an artist, you are always finding something new, or a writer, whatever you are. You will always find something new about yourself pretty much every single day. I'm learning that. I'm on my journey right now of learning who I am, why I'm here, what I'm supposed to do, all that. But like I said, as an artist, my lifelong pursuit will always stay there. I do not plan to ever give up artwork. It's in me. I've made it part of me, just as I've made writing part of me as well. So that's just kind of a little bit, like I said, of my artist journey details. I started off young, like, I don't know, 50% of artists always do. Some start off really young, and then some just pick it up because they get bored one day and then become amazing. Realize that's what they like. So either get bored and learn what your artistic journey is, or just figure it out on your own. It's always not that simple, but it's always worth it. I will guarantee you that one. So thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to drop any details about your artistic journey in the comments, talk about it. Or if you want to be on my podcast, we can talk about it. Whatever you would like. Have a good day. Bye.